Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So, today I want to talk about Will Smith getting banned from the Oscars for 10 years, a whole decade, y'all. All right, so let's talk about it. So, what I want to say is, I don't feel like the punishment fits the crime. I don't. And I would love to hear in the comments whether you think this penalty of a decade of banishment is warranted or is it unjustified? Personally, I feel like once he acknowledged his wrong, he took full responsibility for it, and he took it a step further and resigned himself from the Academy. I feel like it should have been dropped. And I'll tell you why. Because one, it was a singular hit. It was one slap, okay? It wasn't an ongoing fight. Two, Chris Rock didn't press charges. He decided to let it go, okay? And actually, he's been compensated pretty well. His ticket prices for his tour, I think they were around like 40 something dollars before this incident. And then now they're like, $341. And most of his venues have sold out. So, kudos to Chris Rock handling it in a very classy way. And he got paid handsomely for that. But with Will, I feel like they're trying to punish him. The Academy is doing this out of retaliation because him and Jada boycotted the Oscars a few years back with Oscars So White, that hashtag. And so I feel like, they're doing this in retaliation. They're really upset. I didn't realize how many people really wanted to see his downfall until I started listening to all these other comedians and commentators and people just coming out of the woodworks, just real, like bitter. And then, people were talking about how they were traumatized and, oh, what if it was Betty White and all this disingenuous BS? You know what I mean? Like, miss me with that. Because at the end of the day, this man has gone, over 3 decades with a career that has been just immaculate. There hasn't really been any scandal. I really feel like, unfortunately, when Jada decided to, you know, start her Facebook show with, the Red Table and really started to bring their marital issues to the public, I think that really has damaged their brand. And I feel like that has really been a big aspect of the downfall of, of what's going on with Will, unfortunately. And this is just, my own personal thoughts and opinions. And, I mean, I could be completely wrong, but Will Smith did check himself into a rehabilitation center, and I really hope that he gets the healing and the help that he needs. In his latest memoir, he talks about, his childhood trauma, seeing his dad abuse his mom, and how helpless he felt. So there may be some unhealed trauma there. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I have taken plenty of psychology courses throughout my time in school. But these are Will's own words about his own childhood trauma, and I mean, I grew up in a really dysfunctional, abusive, unfortunately, single parent household. So I can relate to a lot of what he's saying just through my own personal lived experience. But yeah, I really feel like, just because he's in a difficult place in his life, I never want to kick anybody while they're down. You know what I mean? So people who are just, I think a lot of it is rooted out of envy. Will Smith has been on top for so long, you know. He is smart, very attractive. He's very charismatic, and he has been an A-lister for, over 30 years. And even before that, he was a Grammy Award winning artist. He made his first million when he was 18. You know what I mean? Like, he's been on top for a very long time. So I just feel like a lot of people were just salivating and waiting for his downfall. And then we have so many, you know, people that are just coming out of the woodworks. Like, man, you know, um, it's really sad, to be honest, um, because they didn't do all this for the insurrectionists who tried to overthrow the government. You know what I mean? Like, they're giving him a 10-year banishment, but we have seditionists and insurrectionists who, broke into the Capitol, threatened to hang Mike Pence, and was smearing poop on the walls. And just, I mean, they were really trying to destroy American democracy. But yet they get slaps on the wrist, months in jail. They're requesting time for vacation and special diets and stuff. So I just want the same energy. I want the same energy for Will Smith as Woody Allen and Harvey Weinstein and Adrian Brody, who kissed Halle Berry on stage without her consent. She talked about how she had an out of body experience with that. Um, on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. But I just really want Will's humanity to be taken into consideration. I just want the same energy because I really feel like it's overkill. If Chris Rock didn't press charges, then they should just let it rock like they do with all the other predators throughout Hollywood. But I will read you guys what the Academy Award, their statement. They said the board has decided for a period of 10 years from April 8th, 2022, Mr. Smith shall not be permitted to attend any Academy events or programs in person or virtually, including but not limited to the Academy Awards. Academy President David Rubin and CEO Don Hudson said in a statement on Friday. Okay, so and then Will Smith says, I accept and respect the Academy's decision. So that's what he said to CNN. I am, like I said, I think this is in retaliation to the boycott that him and Jada had a few years ago. I feel like if Chris Rock dropped it, then so should they. I feel like they're trying to make an example of him, and it's disappointing. It really is, because there's so many um, there's so many people whose offenses are swept under the rug and they're protected. And usually it's rich white men, because um, any other demographic, I look at how they did, Britney Spears, and just it's it's almost like, you are put on this unrealistic pedestal, you're deified and worshiped. Celebrity worship is so dangerous. And if you make one mistake, if you make one, act out of anger or frustration, or if you have a breakdown, um, people will rake you over the coals. And it's unfortunate because we're all human beings and we all have moments in our life where, we fall. We fall down 7 times and get up 8, and that's life. It's full of mountains and valleys, right? On an EKG machine, the line goes up and down, up and down. If it's flat, then you're not growing, you're not moving, you're dead. You know what I mean? So nobody's perfect. And I just, I really am really critical of the disproportionate treatment of Black people versus white people. And I love, if you guys check it out, want to check it out, Isabel Wilkerson, her book, Cast, The Origins of Our Discontent. It is amazing. And she basically compares America's caste system to that of Germany and India. And at least they're upfront and forward with theirs. And it's like, it doesn't matter how much money you make in the US, if you're Black, you're still considered a part of the undercast. It's so eye opening. But I really do feel like they're really trying to make an example out of Will Smith. And my heart just hurts for him. It really does. And I really, really hope that he gets all the healing and care that he needs, because he is a brilliant actor. And, he did apologize tearfully on stage. And if they're going to banish Will Smith, they should banish Woody Allen, Roman Polanski, Harvey Weinstein, Casey Affleck. I mean, all these men who have all these, sexual abuse cases. I mean, Alec Baldwin, he was dogging out Will Smith on Twitter, yet Alec Baldwin actually did kill somebody. Like, he on set had a gun and murdered somebody. Chris Rock is still walking around smiling, getting paid. Getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, one slap, no, that should not end your whole career. But unfortunately, if you're Black and in the US, it's warfare. Psychological first, especially during the formative years, and then every year after that. And I always talk to my friends overseas, because unless you grew up Black in the US specifically, you won't understand the psychological warfare, because they have homelands and they have cultural identities that mold and shape them and ground them. But here in the US, I mean, they literally drop bombs on their own citizens. They dropped a bomb on Philadelphia, where Will's from, in the 80s. It's called the Move Project. Our government bombed its own citizens and nobody said anything. So, you know, just imagine just dealing with that every day. It really messes with your psyche. So I just want y'all to keep Will Smith in prayer. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, I'll keep you posted and I will talk with you later. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. Bye.